Hi friends, welcome back to The Spot. It's time now for Spot of Music. What do we have today, Ebka?
It's an artist called Coal Black.
Coal Black.
Coal, charcoal.
Like charcoal.
With the song Paid.
Brand new young guy bouncing on my block. Hair one more. Never got enough, cause I had push one get I used to push them all. Hair like a stab pro, something like a lean on. More boss on me, till I bought 20 trees and I got a big scene, I dies flow. Wanna know me? And I say, I be this, I be this, I be that, I be that, and they like the way I'm looking so fly. Hey, like my style, I watch shine, represent it, watch out with the sign. Now this shit to take over, and I make over, hear this part, lot of stuff.
Get that money.
Getting paid, man.
Okay. Coal Black.
Yeah.
This is your signature.
Club, booze, girls.
This is your signature components to a good movie.
CBG,
to a
man.
good video.
CBG.
All right. There's a lot of there are a lot of women. Like so many.
Are you looking disturbed?
No, I'm not disturbed. So I hear that these guys are a part of a new label.
Yeah, King something.
Yeah.
This is looking, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, there's nothing extra to the video for me. It's the typical sort of hip hop / pop.
I wonder if this was
video
shot in Nigeria.
you have these days.
It could have been shot anywhere since it's indoors. You can't really, I can't really tell. I don't know.
What the set is like.
Yeah, I can't tell. Well, I don't think it's Nigeria. No thing. You know, usually you see a lot of, I don't know. Well, maybe the video vixens. You kind of know their faces.
Yeah, the
I haven't
ones
seen I haven't seen any faces that I recognize. But I mean, that doesn't mean.
It's a new industry that just opened, man. A new company.
Lovely.
New
Alrighty.
girl. Paid, man. Get paid. Are you getting paid, Zainab?
By the grace of God, yes. Would you like to get paid more? Yes.
It was shot in South Africa, actually.
Yeah, it was shot in South Africa. A pass. That's good.
Cool.
Nice. I wonder if, well, no, we can't see the label, so I guess it's not sponsored. It's not
The
there.
drinks, yeah,
Product
I know.
placement.
I know, right?
It's just
We'll see
It's
if
like a
they
very luxury champagne.
if they catch the
casino. Is that how they're getting paid? Don't tell young people that that's how they should get paid.
How?
By going gambling. No.
Well, we hope to see more of
Gambling? Oh.
no, of the artist, and hopefully this song blows because you know that's all you need is just one song to carry you through for like a good couple of months
And boom, it's done.
in the industry. So, good luck to them, and may we all get paid.
Yeah.
Everybody say amen.
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 All right. Let's have our guest coming in. She is definitely getting paid. She is a popular actress and TV presenter who just recently joined, you know, the local gang. Please make some noise for Miss Nancy in the his house.
But she has hair.
I know, but today she has hair.
Why? Why do you have hair today?
You should have come to support our movement.
movement.
How are you?
How you doing? Good to see you.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Hi, I like the yellow.
Thank
like
you.
your shoes.
Nice little pop
Thank
of
you
color.
so much.
Have a
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank
Are we the same size by any chance?
No, thank goodness. I can already tell because you have little tiny midget feet. What size
Why
what
you
size
mad?
shoes? What size shoe do you wear?
41.
Ah, so do I.
You are?
Yes.
Nice. So I'll come to your house now and get some
I
shoes.
know, I was
Okay,
gonna
now.
take those. Okay.
How are you?
Nice.
Very well. Good.
Good.
It's good to be here. Happy
Okay,
to
so
be
let's
here.
start with why you wearing a wig today.
Why what?
Why are you wearing a wig today? She's so proud of you joining the short hair crew.
I mean, there was
short
a
hair
big, there was a big movement. The pictures were released, and everybody was like, "Oh, this is fun."
I'm sure I know, but
You're still getting used to it.
yes. And today's look, I kind of needed hair, so I just had to. Yes, I'm still.
So why did you cut it?
Because I wanted freedom, really. I just wanted to be able to take a good bath. Like a good bath. Good bath. Just have water run through your hair and then feel good. And then you know how it is these days in Nigeria. It's so hot. So I was like, you know what? And my hair was really unhealthy. It was growing funny. So I was like, let me just take it off. I did not expect it to look good, to be honest. I thought I was going to have the Apuro mango head. Yeah, but because growing up, I had like 15 ogos everywhere. So I was like, okay, let me just take it off. And then I had wigs lined up. But when I
just
took
in
it, I was like, who is this person? Hey, everybody. Team short hair. What you saying? So, yes, pretty much.
So you're going to keep it short for a while, or you're going to start growing it
I
out?
think I'm going to keep it short for a very long time. I'm going to experiment colors and stuff.
Oh,
But
good.
I think, Zainab, I'm with you, girl. I'm with you.
That's what I like to hear.
The name I can't grow. She's not trying to.
Be quiet. He keeps spreading this rumor that my hair doesn't grow. It does
Actually,
grow.
no, I'm not defending you anymore. You're saying bad things about me.
I didn't. Anyway, Nancy. So you're Nancy the actress and Nancy the TV presenter. So I know that a lot of people know you for, you know, the work that you've done in the acting industry, but which do you prefer?
So far, so good. I think acting, because I get to be somebody else for like a week or
Are you
2
tired of being
weeks.
yourself?
No, but it sometimes gets boring, and
Okay.
then sometimes you can't really go out of the box because everybody knows Nancy as this person, or you know, people who know you know this is this person. But when you're on set, you can be anybody. I feel like I'm a very sweet girl, and then I get a role where I'm supposed to act like, you know, a diva.
I was going to
and
say
stuff.
that because I think when people see you, they think you're very just
Snobbish.
warm
I
and
know.
leave them and those snobbish people.
Exactly, because a lot of people tend to.
warm and you know, just very calm. But
Yes.
then you do play these characters that are very, very sassy, and your image does kind of like contribute to that. So
Yes.
is there not a bit of that in you?
I think there's a bit of sass in everybody. In everybody, there's a bit of sassy, and then as an actor, you just kind of work with it and just try to make sure that one shines out. Depending, but sometimes I catch myself still being warm, and then the director says, "Okay, we don't really need this person right now. Do you mind just
Nancy out.
keep Nancy out of this? This is not about Nancy." But when you start to act, you start to realize that acting really is not your real life. Because sometimes you say, "Oh, I can't wear this," or "I can't say this," and you're like, this is not
not
Nancy,
about
this
you.
is the character. So acting helps me leave somebody else, and I feel like through acting I can touch a lot of people. I can tell a lot of people's stories, and they can just watch themselves and, you know, relate. But presenting is a lot of fun because I get to talk. My personality gets to shine through, and yes, for that I really appreciate it because people can now get to know who Nancy is. But acting, they never really know. They just judge me on characters, and you know, just but it's all good.
All right. Well, we'll still be getting to know Nancy and getting into our topic of the day when we come back from this short break. So please stay with us.
Hey guys, you're welcome back to the Sports. If you're just joining us, Nancy is in the house with us, and we're having a lot of fun trying to get to know her, but we'll get back to that towards the end of the show. I want to go right now into our topic of the day, which is as broad as can be. We're talking dating. That's like, we need like 6 episodes.
Okay, should we talk about dating in Nigeria?
What's dating?
Okay,
What is
that's
dating?
I
How
do
do
have
you do
yeah,
it?
that
Let's
The
definition.
do
definition of dating
Okay.
in Nigeria is different from everywhere
So-
else.
Different.
How I define dating is when you consciously decide to, you know, go out with somebody, explore,
Somebody
get
or
to know
people.
that person, or multiple people. You do that for however long you feel like
Before
it's
committing to
necessary
someone.
before committing to something more permanent.
Okay.
I know that there are people who think they've dated me, but in my head we haven't dated. Simply because
what happens when you're
Tired
dating?
of you
so because
already.
they're like there are
Tired of
schedules.
her.
There's a time.
No, so what happens when you're dating?
So when you're talking to somebody, like if a guy just gives me his number or whatever, we switch numbers and we start talking, that's just talking.
Yeah.
Then when we officially say, okay, let's start going out on dates or, you know, going to places and talking a little bit more and getting
Then you're
deeper into each
dating.
other, then we're dating.
You're not in a relationship yet.
We're not in a relationship.
Okay.
Then when we move further down the timeline until we decide that, hey, I like you and I really want this thing to be exclusive, committedly exclusive, then we are in a relationship.
Okay.
So if I'm just talking to you, I'm sorry.
No, sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. I thought you were
because I know that I'm. Yes,
No, I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's
I
okay.
think
Let's
it's a
move on.
sensitive topic for you.
Let's
so
move. It is
yes.
very sensitive. Let's move on to
Because
another person.
a lot of people here interpret dating
Dating
as
differently.
relationships.
Oh.
Well, you guys are dating, you know. It's like
You never really know.
people think it's permanent, and I mean, I know even I for a while I thought that was what it was before I realized what dating meant and what being in a relationship meant and all
Okay.
of that. What is dating for you?
A lot of what she said I agree
No.
with, but I feel like in Nigeria you get to a certain age where you mistake dating for being in a relationship because you're so eager
The
to
line is
get
very
into
thin.
something very permanent.
By the second date, you're like, "Woo."
Yes, you're like, oh, okay, in his shirt, okay, you know, Mrs. And then you're pronouncing your name with the guy's surname, like, oh,
Already.
that would sound so good, you know, and then his pictures. But, you know, but I feel like There's just a very thin line. Like
is.
it's so hard for you to. There is dating and relationship. Once you go on the second day, like you said, it's
It's that
always
American thing.
Nope.
So what
I'm
is the
sorry.
difference for you?
No, I don't think that there's a thin line. I think that there's a conversation that needs to be had.
Okay.
You know, and everybody needs to know where they stand. And that's just in general. If someone
But
has asked you out for lunch, you go out to lunch on Monday, you go out to lunch on Wednesday, you go out to lunch on Friday, next thing you come Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, okay, so let's talk about this. So what are we doing?
But
I give you,
That
so
conversation
the
is hard.
definition, the definition is dating is part of the human mating process whereby two people meet socially for companionship
There we go.
beyond the level of friendship or with the aim of each assessing the other's suitability as a partner in an intimate relationship or marriage.
Yeah, so you're
my point is,
assessing.
but you could cross over without the conversation.
You can
You
cross
could.
over without the conversation,
people
but I
cross over
guess,
without having a conversation. By the time you notice you've had your first kiss, your second kiss, like you said, you're not in his shirt in his bed.
no, you have to have a conversation before you end up in the bed.
That's
Sorry.
because
He brings you dinner at home.
sends you good morning text
direct
messages.
people.
You've
Yeah,
entered your
so
video
I
group and
know.
told them, there's a new
I've been in a relationship
That's the problem with a lot of people is that you guys
Nigerians
just
are good
slide
at
through.
You have to slide through
Nigeria,
something.
Whereas you're
you
waking
have
up
to
in the
always have a
guy's house.
conversation.
I feel
Here,
like this
you
21st century, you don't even really need to anymore.
do.
Nobody really
Because
has
that's
that
how
conversation.
you'll be
Back in the days,
No,
maybe.
because you think you're in a
Waking up in
relationship.
a
Meanwhile,
guy's
he's
shirt
dating
in the
everybody
morning.
in the
Thank
neighborhood.
you. And he's like, that's
you
not my
think you're his
girlfriend.
boo.
You're
You
right.
think you're his boo or you're
But
her
you're
boo.
not.
Meanwhile, she's everybody's boo. And
How
you're
do you
or he's
even
everybody's
know?
boo.
That's the thing.
Pardon?
Until you
But the
now
conversation
find
doesn't even
out,
stop
you know,
it.
the conversation
It
never
doesn't,
really
no, but then
stops.
you can choose. This is why I say you need to
thought
have, you can
guys
say,
like
you
to
can
have the
say,
conversation.
I've had the conversation with
Pretty
someone
clear.
before.
These days,
do,
I
some
don't
people
think
don't.
so.
I'm dating you, but I'm also dating other people. I'm not trying to have a boyfriend right now.
I'm
I don't
open
want
to-
you to be my boyfriend right now. Like I'm dating somebody else. We go out on dates.
I just
And-
feel like a lot of people feel like as soon as you start to do things behind closed doors, that's it. Like, okay, what's
but-
going on?
well, maybe
We're in a
because I
rela-
wasn't.
They don't understand. But the 21st century, I think people are getting it. But, you know, it's back in the days
are
where
getting
our
it.
parents are like farming and then your mom is farming and your dad comes and like, oh, let me have that whole girl. Let me do it for you. Let me grind that. You know, I like it. Can we sit under the mango tree and like, and I write letters and
Let's hold
stuff.
hands.
But these days, like, what's going on? Alpha?
Swipe right.
Go chop. But once I spend money
Finger.
on you and buy you food, girl, what are you talking about? You're my girlfriend. And then once I start wearing your shirt and I'm cooking for you, you have no choice. You are my boyfriend. What's going on? Send me good morning text and good night text.
That's
Said I
Naija
miss you.
dating.
Exactly.
That's Naija dating. Meanwhile, you don't know that he has a standard. He just be like, good morning, babe. Send to list.
To
27.
Nancy.
But you can't even
Funke.
control it even when you're in a relationship. When he tells you that I want you as my a lot of people feel like,
And
okay,
then you
this girl
ask
is so hard
him,
to
do you
get.
have any other
Maybe that's
girlfriends?
the way
Or these
to get
days, ask
her.
them if they have boyfriend too, because you never know. I'm just saying, listen, the world is changing. You have to ask people, do you?
So what you're describing is dating in Nigeria, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people, I don't know that. I know people have the conversation. And I think it's also great to have that conversation so that everybody's clear. So that
Aware.
tomorrow when you see in second party, there's no, but I didn't know. We're like, well, you didn't ask.
Yeah.
There's always that caveat there. But the thing is, I know that people who don't have the conversation and they just
just
see
flow
things
into it.
progress and gradually you realize, oh, this is a lot more serious than it was in, I don't know, January or whatever, and things have now progressed and you start using certain words that you weren't using back then. And
And that's why a lot of people get
Yeah.
married to their friends. Because a lot of people, from friendship, and then you say, okay, I actually like it. But I feel, for me, friend zone is friend zone. I'm sorry. Once you enter that friend zone,
you can't bring the person out.
hey, it's gone.
Wow.
It's
Permanent.
gone. I will call you and tell you about the relationships I'm in because you chose to be my
What if
friend.
that is your bestie?
What's
I
that?
just saw When Love Happens. Sorry.
Okay, yes,
that's
let's
a
hold
good
that right there. Please do share with us what your definition of dating is, and we'll be right back after this with more talk on the spot. See you in a bit.
Yes, we will.
What's up, guys? We're still here with the lovely Nancy talking dating. And I don't know, I think we all have different ideas, sort of dating or dating in Nigeria. I don't think it's even dating in Nigeria. I think nowadays relationships have become so fluid. And we take modern to mean, oh, let's just see how
it
things
goes.
go. Let's just, you know, if you're vibing with this person, then maybe. But I think personally with people's I should go with people's personalities, it depends. If you're a type A kind of person that needs control or whatever, you're probably more likely to say, okay, Today's
Where are we
Tuesday.
going?
We had lunch 3 times last week.
Yeah,
Are you my boyfriend? Are you my girlfriend?
When is
You know
the
what I
right- when
mean?
is the
If
right
you're,
time?
Thank you.
you
When is
know
the right time
right-
to have that conversation?
I think if you have feelings with
if
for
you-
someone,
yes.
you'd be like, okay, well, I have feelings with you. I just kind of want to know where you're at. It doesn't even have to be titles
Because
or
you can
definition. You just need to
literally-
know where someone is at, so that you're not feeling like you're.
Exactly.
You can
Putting
and then
date
they're like,
somebody
yeah.
for you
Yeah.
can go through the dating process for like 4 or 5 months. Like it really just depends on how long it takes for you guys to get to that stage where you do want to assess. Do we want to take
But
this
how are the
thing
people?
further?
How about the people who start from the beginning to say, "I like you. And I
Let's
want you
date.
to be my girlfriend.
But let's
my
see how
boyfriend."
things
See,
work.
that thing
How
is
things
scary.
work.
Yeah, a lot of people do that. They say, "Okay,
No,
this."
yeah.
Then you start to talk over the phone, and then the first date is like, "Okay, so what are we doing? Do I kiss now, or do I
That's a
just
bit of
eat
a
my chicken, or what's going on?" You know, a lot of people they have that before we start. Let me know.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, okay,
And that's
yeah.
fair enough.
Yeah, you could
Before the
ask
very
somebody
first date?
Before the
Yes,
first
you
date,
can ask
so I know how to
somebody.
cross my leg.
Because
And
you're gonna have, well, you would hope to have a few conversations with them beforehand. So, you know, we're talking, and I'm asking, you know, what kind of, where do you see yourself, or
Yeah.
what are you looking for? And I say, I'm looking for somebody to marry. I'm looking for somebody to have fun with.
Yeah.
Then we know that we're not compatible because
Yeah.
that's not what I'm
but
trying
does
to do.
anybody really say I want someone to have fun with? These
Yes.
days?
Yes, they do.
They
Some
do.
people are just looking
I
to-
feel like they lied to you.
Like,
No, I'm looking for
they
a
feel-
wife. I
And
want
you
to get
even-
married.
No.
Some are
and you
honest,
even know, I think.
and some will lie and say
Yeah.
that, hey, I'm looking to get married. They're just trying to, you know, add you to their list so that they
So I guess-
can.
Exactly.
I guess my question now is, so what is, I know there's no universal, we've talked about Nigeria and all of that, but what are the things that should happen while you're dating? Is it just like hanging out?
Hanging out.
Can you have
whatever
sex while
define-
you're dating?
Yes,
Some
you
people
can.
do.
It's what you define. I think, to be honest, sorry, it's whatever you can deal with between. It's a conversation, and when I say conversation, not necessarily talking. It's a whether it's vibes or whatever between
'cause
two
we-
people. If you guys decide that you people want to have sex,
'Cause
but
if
at the
you
same time, you're
wanna-
going to lunch with somebody today,
You're trying
having
to
dinner with
assess
someone tomorrow.
everything, right? You're going to assess everything that you would preferably have in an actual relationship.
Like sex?
So if you
some
want to
people are not
assess, you know, how attracted you are to each other, physical components, intellectual
Yeah.
values, like you can,
Emotional,
it
yeah.
really just depends on what it is.
You know, the
you're
longest time
looking
to ask, so what are we doing, is while you're about to have sex.
Of course,
Sure.
they will
Or
say
after you have
anything.
sex, so where
We're
are
doing
we?
whatever you want, mate.
while you're just
for.
about
But
to.
why haven't women
The
learned
button
that?
is already open.
But why haven't
Just
women
let
learned
it
that that
open
is the
finish.
wrong
So
time?
where are we? I don't understand.
never
We
asked
had
that
all
then.
day. We had all month.
Like that's, I think it's
That's
ridiculous
wicked.
not to know.
No, I feel that's
No, that's a bad sign.
because a lot of people these days enter relationships celibate. It's very possible, and it's okay for you to just say, you know what, I like you. I want to be in a relationship with you, but you know, I've been with a lot of wrong people or a couple wrong people,
And I'm
and
trying to
I'm
slow
trying to slow down and you know find out what. And then your feelings can get in the way sometimes, and then you just need that person to help you. Because I feel like celibacy is not something you do on your own, especially when you're in a relationship.
Oh, yeah,
You need him,
definitely. Yeah.
because you need him to sometimes put a stop and say,
Yeah.
you know, I respect
her,
you.
yeah.
But these days, do you have that kind of person? By the time you're offering your body, I'm helping you to tear it because they're like, oh, so you
But
want
you
to take
said
up that
help.
celibacy now?
He's there to
I'm
help.
there for you. I feel like you should help me.
How long is enough for you to get to know somebody?
I
to want to
feel
move to the
what-
next?
While dating?
Yeah.
while dating.
To move to
move
the next
forward, to
level.
move to the next
Okay,
a
like to
couple
be okay
months,
boyfriend.
6 months.
Hey.
Okay.
6 months is fine. And you know the funniest
Wahoo.
part? I have been celibate once in my life for about a year, 6 months, and
In a relationship.
in a relationship, but it was long distance. So still.
So that helps, right?
So technically, really, you were just closing leg until you saw the move.
Yeah, but we saw
Okay.
a couple times.
And
I
then when
told
are
him
you
and I
coming
said-
back?
No, but I had that conversation when I said I wanted to be celibate and he should just give me a year, 6 months, and let's see where things lead to. But it didn't work out finally. He had to move on. But still, I feel like for someone to have that
to
kind
that.
of committed, 6 months is okay. The people getting married within 6 months.
Yes.
Within 3
Even
months. There's
3
never
weeks.
really a time frame.
Well,
You should never put
I
a
met
time
somebody
frame.
who did, who met like a girl out 3 weeks after he says, yes, I want to spend the rest of my life with you.
That's
and they
nice.
got married within like a month.
How long have
I
they
don't know
lasted
if they're
now?
I
still
don't
together,
know if that's
but
for me, but I mean, if it's whatever
If it works,
whatever
shoot,
works
you
for
do
whoever,
whatever it
yeah.
is you want to do with your life.
Yeah.
How long did Robin Angela date for?
A couple of months.
Rob and Angela.
Oh, we gotta wait till
Did
they stay
date,
together
or was
forever.
that a hostile takeover? You know, you just don't know. These things are.
Talking about that relationship, I don't know what the problem is, but every time I see her run some kind of small interview or videos on YouTube or Instagram, she'll be like, "Got them, we got them, we gonna teach them." I don't know if I'm your man and then you're saying you got me. I don't know how I'm gonna
Well, he
take that.
probably likes it too because he gets to stick it to his family, so that's fine.
It's
How
I
long
think mutual spite
is long enough for you in the dating pool?
I don't. It depends on the person.
If you like the person or not, right?
Yeah, it depends on how much I like the person.
Could you
Because
date like immediately?
what does
Could
that
you
mean?
go into a
Though?
relationship
I need
like
to know.
immediately?
Go into a relationship
Like
immediately.
someone says, "Oh, I really like you. I
No.
want you to be my girlfriend." By the next day, you say yes.
No, unless I've known the person before and we've hung out. Because like you might be like, oh, I like you, and you have chemistry. And because I've had chemistry with someone, I'm like, oh, okay, I like this person. This person could be my boyfriend. And like after like 2 conversations, I'm like, you cannot be my boyfriend.
Exactly. And that's why you need that conversation. That's why you need that time. Because a lot of people get bored. Yeah, you can't get bored.
No, it's true. I have to hang out with you, talk to you. We have to, you know, like.
I think I've only done that go into it thing once. I think it was my first boyfriend. My friends. No, wait. My friends.
You don't tell where you
My
spoil.
friends. No, I'm not talking about. That's not what.
That's
I'm
what
talking
you
about.
did.
What I'm talking about, I will share with you after the break.
You want to confess your
I
life.
promise. We'll see you guys in just a moment.
Say now, you are doing like this.
Welcome back to the spot, guys. We're talking dating on the show today, and Nancy is here with us. Before the break, Zainab had a story to share about her sex life.
Yes, no, not about my sex life.
Oh, okay.
Can you just chill? I am pure in every sense of the word. How dare you? How dare you?
I didn't say anything.
Anyway, what I was going to say was that the only time I've gone and jumped the gun with, you know, getting into a relationship and skipping that sort of dating part was with my first boyfriend, where my friends convinced me that, you know, you can get to know him while you're in a relationship.
Yeah.
So, you know, just do that. I think that was the worst thing ever. Because you just learn.
Why did you jump
it's
into it without?
Peer pressure.
Because number one, I was probably the only one that was single and that had been single for that long in the
Was
crowd.
it a feel among?
Yeah.
No, so they were like, look, I think it's time for you to get somebody because it's been what? I think 17. I think I was 17 or something.
Wow,
You were roasted.
she was 17.
17 or 18 when I got
so
my
old.
first boyfriend.
But does it ever get to you when you're the only one who's single out of like a group of people?
Does it get to me?
Yeah.
No, not anymore. I bask in my singleness because sometimes I scroll through my
You bask?
Instagram. I do. I scroll through. I remember looking at my Instagram page and there was a friend of mine who was married and he was wishing his wife happy birthday. And he put up a picture of her, you know, cooking dinner, like really going at it, and a picture of her looking really nice. And I just remember thinking to myself, thank you, Lord, that I do not have to cook and clean up after anybody just yet. I can just wake up, I make my own food, and I go and I leave, and I don't have to deal with the stresses of, oh, you haven't called me today, I'm angry with you. Oh,
Where are you?
you didn't do da-da-da-da-da. I'm just like, I'm at peace. And there's nobody on my neck.
And really,
So-
if you have a real circle of friends, and you guys are actually friends, you will know that it's not all rosy.
Yeah.
So while you might want companionship, I'm sure they will tell you things going on with them that you're like, you know what, maybe not. You know, I mean, I think it was 2 or 3 days ago. I saw an old link from like 2008, 10 celebrity couples, something hottest in Nigeria.
Yeah,
I think it was just one that's still together.
Oh my God.
And 2 of them in that list had like crazy stories of, and I'm just like, you know,
But isn't that scary?
back then we're probably like, oh my God, I want this.
And that's why,
isn't
and
that
that's
scary?
why
'Cause it's
dating
scaring
is
a lot of
important.
people.
That's why it's
Yes.
important. You need to know what you can deal with.
Don't know each other. They don't. They just get into it because they feel like if it's a right fit. I mean, I'm good at what I do. You're good at what you do. People think that we're hot and we're the latest set of couples, whatever. I think it's wrong, and people need to stop living their relationships
what
and
is
marriages out as heavy as they do on social media. You guys really need to stop that because there are people. There are people
Just
who are
get into
just
Zainab.
sitting and watching and waiting for
Waiting, yes.
everything
A lot
to
of people,
fall
yeah.
down,
Whole lot of
and you're
people.
giving them
Right.
all the ammunition that they
They
need.
need.
So I have an aunt who's she's sort of unconventional, and she says things like, don't mind all these your mommies and she's actually they're all the same age of the people that she's telling me not to mind. You know, don't mind all these people. You know, they know the person well. Don't be like, oh, he's a nice dancer. He's a nice dancer. Yes, I'm going to marry him. Like, he's not dancing. You will be doing it. And it makes me laugh. And she's, you know, it's someone that says this, but you know, these are the things that I think, you know, that's why it really is important to get to know the person.
But you know,
you need to put them to the
fears
faces.
one of my greatest fears ever when I get married is the fact that I'm so scared that I might get bored easily. Because it happens to me even in relationships. 4 months after, I'm like,
that means that you were never into that person to begin with.
No, you get to a point where you grow out of love.
People grow out of love.
I've been told by, you know, one of my older friends who's been married for, gosh, I don't even know how many years it's been. He said, look, there's an evolution to marriage.
Yeah.
You start off, passion is great, everything fine. Then you end up being friends because, you know, you've seen each other finish and so on. Then it changes to, then the passion is taken out, right? You have your kids, you put all of that into them. Then it goes to, do you know what, we're getting older, have you taken your meds, whatever, like, but you're still, it turns into like a mother and child relationship. Or a father and daughter relationship. So he said that's why it's so important for you to be friends with this person, because that is the one thing that you should carry you through.
Most people tell you that the passion burns out if you're lucky 5 years. If you're very lucky. The passion.
Oh my God, Lord, you better help me.
So friendship is
you better hold me your arms, so Lord, because I hope. One thing I know I will do is that I would definitely have like a BQ to myself. So anytime I feel the need, because I always feel like getting away from people. I always feel like, that's why in my house, I can go a year without having a single visitor. Like I always feel like
you need to have your own space.
Yeah, so no matter how, you know, in love I am with anybody, I must have a room to myself.
Yeah, most people do that now. You might sleep together, but I mean, everybody has their rooms.
A whole week.
What's her name? Helena Bonham Carter and her husband. Well, they broke. They're not together anymore. But I mean, I think for the most part in their marriage, they lived next door to each other, and they just had an adjoining door. So
go to your house, I go to my house.
Yeah.
How cool would that be?
So interesting.
I would love that. I hope I find a man who would like that. Because
let us know, guys, what you think.
I'm telling you, where are you?
Come here now. Next door to your boo, or in the next room to your boo. Let's know what you guys think. We're gonna go on another break, and when we come back, we have much more for you here on the spot. Yeah. Welcome back. You guys are still watching The Spot. Hopefully you've been joining in on this very, very interesting conversation on social media. We've been talking about dating with Nancy, and have you ever gone through a dating phase with more than one person at the same time?
Yeah. And how many people do you date, like, normally when you're dating?
I don't know if they're normal.
Before, I always used to tell people that I can only give my attention to one person at a time, because, you know, you're putting so much effort into it. But then I got older, and then I realized that you kind of need to spread your seeds. So I'm in a dating phase, so I can literally date at most now two, right? Even right now, like just two. Yeah.
So you can't be more than two people?
No, my mind can't split emotionally.
There are people who do like multiple and can do it.
Sorry, first, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Ebuka, who gave you punishments? Why are you needing that?
He's comfortable.
He's hungry. He's tired. That's
great. Okay, so let's get back to the conversation. I was just wondering. I wanted to be sure.
I'm trying to deviate attention from my stomach to the legs.
Oh, but you say the question was how many people
can you?
What's the most number you can date? While not being committed, of course. Just trying to discover them and.
Up till date, I still can only give my attention to one person, and a lot of people think it's wrong. A lot of people think, you know, for someone who's in the entertainment industry who meets people every day, I've always had issues with my relationship where the guy feels like, today in the picture with this person, you're there with this person, you're there, you know, and I can't help it that he has low self-esteem. Excuse me, I'm going to work, I'm going to get this money. So it's your business if you feel like, if I'm giving you my attention, that's it. I could be in a room filled with supermodels, but there's one person at the back of my mind. I always want to text you. Yes, I always want to text you. I always want to go into corners and call you. You know, I don't see nobody else. Although I've been told that you know, that's the only way you really
Say
get
it,
hurt.
let Africa hear. Don't bring up.
What? I was talking. I said, that's so sweet. I'm not that sweet.
Oh, but I just feel like that's the only way you can really focus your energy and make sure that relationship works. And I don't have a problem with it ending and me moving on. There's only probably one relationship I had a hard time letting go of. Other relationships, I tell you from the start, that's the talk you have. I say, let's talk about it. Please, if you ever feel the need to let go of what we have, so we can remain friends. I don't want to go into a room and find my ex there and run out or feel some kind of pressure and wonder, oh, should I talk to this person? I want to see you and say, what's up? How you doing? Have you been? And then go over and get that money because I don't want you to be in my way. I don't want to feel some kind of way when I see you. So I always say, let us talk about it. Let us talk. Let us say, let's go our separate ways. And it's fine. I will not force you into something. The worst thing you can do to anybody is make them stay where they don't want to
be.
They'll be miserable. I don't want to do that.
So are you going to marry now? Are you want to marry, Abby?
I do want to get married. I do want to raise kids with one man, and I hope to. But I'm really scared of the fact that I get bored.
So can you do like 3
easily.
decades with one person?
To be honest, because sometimes I think about it, I'm like, after you have the kids, if you're bored, girl, you'll be like, guy, Alpha, should we, we have kids now, can we go our separate ways? But I would never, ever be anywhere I'm miserable. If I feel the need to ever get married and get away from him and divorce him, I'm gonna leave.
Wow.
I'm gonna leave. I find a hard time being with anybody who makes me miserable. Anybody who I can't look in the eyes and talk to. And then I can't be in a house because of my kids. I want my kids to emulate their father and their mother. And then I don't know how to pretend. It comes off natural. Like whatever I feel is how you see it on me. So I don't want that. If I feel like, we can't go on, we're gonna have a mutual agreement. I probably will not take your money, but we're gonna go separate ways and then raise our kids.
You're very honest.
I'm very honest.
What do you think of Zainab, honestly?
Zainab, so far, I feel like she's honest too. You mean relationship-wise?
Politically correct.
When's your birthday?
December 17th.
Okay.
When are you?
I'm October 10th.
Yeah, October, we're close by. The Umbamba month. There's something about
Tell us the truth about Zainab.
What do I think of Zainab? I think Zainab is really cool. I've watched you on TV and I know that Emma has a huge crush on you. That I know for a fact because he's told me as well. So I know he has So when I saw you today, this is the first time I'm meeting her. So when I saw her, I was like, Emma's crush, look at her, she's so cute. And she came in the room and she got her makeup done. So I think you're very, so far so good. You're an honest person.
You're not honest.
She's honest person. No. What do you want me to say? Once I say something bad before I'm honest, I should say something. What should I say? Tell me.
Yeah, he's just looking for this. Go away.
Looking for juice.
Go away.
But
we've had a great conversation so far.
Yes, we have.
Should we play a little game?
Do we have time to play?
We'll play a game in the next segment because I feel like
this is the last.
Let's play a game.
Well,
Let's move on. Let her come on.
we have to go now. I'm gonna go punch like a loser. Wow. You guys on another show.
Violet. Thanks for coming.
Thank you so much for having me. I had fun.
Can you help us sign our wall, please?
Sure, yes. So, should I help you do something? I can get in the mail.
Yeah, write everybody well.
Oh.
Everybody writing fast.
Do you know?
Write big so that there's space.
Do you know I watched and I saw Aka? And Aka was like, what Aka band? So I know where to put this.
Okay.
Where's the chalk?
In the blue thing over there. To your left.
Where do I always say that? I want to the exact spot where I can really, people can see my own spot.
Don't see, people should write small so that we can. There will be space for
my arm must be big.
I'm supposed to do that, you don't.
Okay.
I thought you were gonna swing for me.
You guys are so whack. Actually.
Zainab is 2 of us. Yeah, happy.
Are you 5?
I'm young and hard. This is how I stay youthful.
Who told you you're useful?
I am.
What is this thing to here? Is this yours?
Nancy Isime snake.
Yes, girl!
Come on, take a picture.
Come on, take a selfie.
Don't I look vain right now? Well, that was really huge. I'm sorry. It's going to be there the whole season, right?
Let's stand here.
Okay.
Why'd you do that?
Okay, ready? Wait, you're in my shop, man. 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Because that's
Thank you. Can I use my phone, please?
Sure.